Hi, so for today's craft, we're going to be making candy lace. And the candy lay part is really simple, pretty self-explanatory. But I'm going to make a custom ribbon. So these candy lays are for my son's, he's going to be in a baseball tournament. So that's what I'm making it for. But this is like good for graduation or birthdays or whatever. So I'm doing it the super easy way because I had to make like 20 of them. I went to Walmart and I got this poly tubing, this 2-inch wide by 15 feet poly tubing, and I cut it into fourths because I'm making it for 8-year-olds. So each one is about 4.25 foot, and that's fine. If you're making it for like a graduating senior or an adult, you may want to cut this into thirds. Totally depending on the height of the people that you're making it for. So yeah, and then the next thing you have to get is your ribbon. I just have a bunch of these ribbons that I had at home, but you can buy this at Walmart and they're pretty cheap. I want to say this each roll is like $1 or $2 or something. So you can get it in whatever school color or favorite color you have. I also bought a bunch of candy that will fit in a 2-inch tube. So that's really important. They do have wider tubes that you can, if you have different kind of stuff. But I got these because my sons love this. It's like an old school peppermint candy. And also my husband mentioned it looks like a baseball. So I'm like, yay. I didn't think of it though when I bought it. I got these now and laters, mostly because of the size and the color. And I haven't seen it for a while, so maybe the kids will like it, something different. And these are all from Sam's Club, the candy. And I got this party mix from Sam's Club, and it has like all of these type of candies. And I got it for the size. So even though these are in bags, it's small enough where you can wrap it. And I tend to not choose chocolate for Lay's just because once you put it on your neck, it kind of melts. Like I've had one given to me where there was like chocolate in it and it got like on the back of my shirt. So like it went through, it was like a mesh tube, because you can also buy those kind of tubes at Walmart too. You can also find it on Amazon. So I will link, if I can find it on Amazon, I'll link it down below, just because in Hawaii it's so common to make candy lace that it's at Walmart. But I know other places might not be as accessible. So I have my poly tubing and I'm doing a pattern. So you just pick whatever candy you want. I'm trying to get a good assortment, but I'm doing every other this peppermint, baseball peppermint. And yeah, so let's fast forward through this. Actually, to start it off, I like to, you can go in from both sides, but for me in like making the pattern, it's just easier for me to start at one end and then go down. So I just leave about a 3-inch section for the end so I can tape it together and, I don't know, have some leeway on what I'm going to put inside at the end. And I'm just going to tie a double knot. So if you use like wrapping, or what is that called, that curling ribbon, maybe you don't have to double knot it, but with this satin ribbon you have to double knot it or it's going to come apart. And to get these, like I know I need a few more, so I kind of measured out how big I want these each to be, and it's, I don't know how long this is, like 4 inches, and I just wrapped it around. So you can keep going if you want a lot, but I think I just need a few. So cutting it at an angle. I also want this first one at an angle. And then to get it at an angle, I'm just cutting it this way at an angle, flipping it over, cutting it at an angle. And there you go. So I'm alternating blue and yellow. I don't like to put all the candy in all at once, just because you do need to kind of space it out, and it's easier if they're not all jam-packed at the bottom. So I'm gonna do this video in 2 parts. I'm almost done making the candy lace. This is the last one I have to do. And then I'm gonna go ahead and make the custom ribbons after. So if you wanna stay around for that. I have like some fun ideas I keep thinking about, or I keep adding on more and more ideas. So I have a thicker satin ribbon that I'll show you guys later. And then I want to put congratulations and then their team name, and then it may be iron-on, like inkjet iron-on vinyl. I want to put like a baseball and also their, is it called a mascot? I don't know. You know, like how every team has one of those symbols. I guess I'll show you what I do for the bag ones. So I just roll it so that you can still see what it is. Rolled it and then try to make it fit in the tube as best as I can. I had my sons making these and they would like bunch it all up over here. One trick is don't let it get all bunched up. Like leave it one layer because it makes the hole bigger. So you can just kind of drop it in. Because these kind of barely just fit. So I just do that. And when you're picking candies, try to pick like a bunch of different colors so it looks, I don't know, exciting or fun. Okay, so I'm at the end. I think I have, you know, done a candy lay video before, but I think last time I did it the cellophane way. We have the roll of cellophane. This way it's a lot easier, but at the same time the cellophane looks a lot nicer because the cellophane you can pick like different colors or it's a lot shinier. The polytubing is, I wouldn't say it's matte, or it's not matte, but it's not frosted, but it's not like super shiny clear. I don't think kids are gonna care. So I know when my son gets some, like a candy lay, he just rips it open, does not care. So yeah. So when you get to the end, I'm just gonna use your judgment. If you wanna tie it, you can. I'm trying to make it as long as possible. So I'm just gonna shove one end into the other. I think maybe this way might be better. While also getting a candy in there. Okay, so and then right here where they overlap, you're gonna use tape, or I'm using tape, and just, yeah, kind of securing it. I put it over both ends, so like that end of this side is right here, and I'm kind of just rolling it tightly. And then I'm just gonna get one ribbon and tie it tightly around. This one I try to make extra tight. But it's pretty secure. Unless you pull it super hard, it's gonna stay. So there, candy lay done. And then we can do the ribbon. Okay, so now that we're done doing all the lays, I'm gonna start on the bows. And I already did a bunch, but I have to make one more. So for the bows, I'm doing kind of like a double bow just to make it a little cute. I honestly just looked on YouTube to find out how to do it. So if you like look up double bow or how to tie a nice bow, you'll get all these different kinds of like videos. But for my purposes, this is what I'm going for. Like just a bow, like a small-ish bow to put on top of the lay. So nothing too crazy. I'm also using this satin ribbon. So I bought this at Walmart, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Walmart. And then it's just 100% polyester, single face satin, 5/8 of an inch. And this is like a 75-foot yard roll, or sorry, feet roll. And I mean, if you have double-sided satin, that's better because then there's not like a right way and a wrong way, which I kind of struggled with making the bow. So I couldn't do the instructions that I saw on YouTube because, yeah, I had to make it so that the shiny side is out. So I'm just using my fingers, my 2 fingers, and then I'm wrapping it around with some hang off. So I know like the names are going to be a little long. So I'm keeping like 4 inches off the end. I'm wrapping it around this finger. And then I'm twisting it up, making it go around, and then twisting it again. And then once I get to this point, I kind of pinch it with this finger. I let it overhang, and I try to cut the ribbon about the same length. And then I'm gonna use this free edge, push it through the bottom. I hope this is making sense. And with this little loop, I'm going to go under and out and pull. So this part is the part that's securing the bow. So you want to pull it pretty tight. You also want, if you can, this is going to be the front of the bow. So you want the shiny side facing that way. So, you know, when you're tightening it, you can kind of change the direction. And so when you flip it around, sometimes you have to kind of adjust and fluff up. So not the greatest, sorry. I'm not great at bows, but good enough for me. And then I have all of my Cricut printouts. I'll insert how I made these at, I guess, at the end of the video. Just, you know, in case you already know how to do this. But I had like a whole sheet. I'm making 20 bows, so this is just part of it. Well, anyways, I use Cricut glitter iron-on, and I love this one. It's kind of on the thicker side, just so that you know, but it's super good for stuff like this. Like, say on shirts or something, it is a little thick, but for crafts, it is so shiny and nice. Like, it's just so glittery. And for the little baseball, so I was going to do my son's team's logo, but I forgot to mirror it. That's such like a rookie mistake, but and also it was a little too much. Like, I only needed a graphic so that it would line up with the Diamondbacks part of the ribbon. I mean, I could have added it on, but it's a little much, right? But if you do a logo, don't forget to mirror it before you print it out. And I have these little baseballs. And for this, I use Avery t-shirt transfers for light fabric. So I know someone might ask me later on, like, can you use a darker ribbon? And I want to say yes, you totally can, because this will show up great. Or as long as you use, like, you know, a contrasting kind of iron-on. You don't have to use glitter. I just like glitter myself. And if you want to use a transfer kind of paper, there is one for dark fabrics, because this one won't, it will show up on a dark fabric. It just won't be that nice because it has a translucent type of background that it's printed on, if that makes sense. Like, if you look at this photo, you can see kind of like the heather part of the shirt underneath. It's because it's kind of clear with just like some color over it. So if you have like a black ribbon, the other one for dark fabrics would work great. Just don't make it too intricate of a pattern or logo, because you are going to have to punch it out and then put it on. I mean, this one also, I'm doing the same thing. So it's same, it'll be the same way of doing it, but I'm just doing a baseball. Like, this one would be a little hard. Like, I'll show you. I would have to kind of punch them all out, and you know, it's like kind of delicate. And this is what you would have to do for the dark fabric one also. And then you would put it down on the ribbon and iron it and then peel it off, just like for this one. But yeah, it's just a little, you don't want it to be any more intricate than this. And when I do my like setup, I try to do the assembly line style so I don't go crazy. Like, the first 5 is fun, the next like 15 not as fun, right? Just trying to get through it. So I cut out my iron-on vinyl, and I'm going not all the way to like the end. I'm just sticking it on. If the shiny part's not facing forward already, you just have to kind of twist it. And I kind of want it to start and stop at the same height right here. So I'm just gonna do all of that first. So this is really good for like graduation kind of ribbons. And you can use any width ribbon you want. Like, fatter is better if you're doing like a really big lay. I was going to try to do a different, this is the same ribbon I did for the other lei video that I did. I was going to use a thicker one, but because this candy lei is so like small, it was better to just stay with this ribbon. And I love to play around with the font, so I did kind of like a sportier font. Okay, and so for this one, I'm just popping out the baseballs and putting it right there. And always make extra because you never know what's going to happen. So I have my Easy Press Mini in at the medium heat. And if you have a different type of ribbon, you may have to adjust like the heat settings. Satin is pretty like easy to work with because it's like kind of a heavier weight material. If you have like a cheaper like that polyester scratchy ribbon, which is actually really good for making puffy bows and stuff, that one will be harder. So it'll probably burn faster. So always do a test. So I have it medium heat, like I said. I kind of put it together so I can do it all at once. So I hold it down for about 10 seconds with the back all the way on this section because it doesn't all fit under one pressing. I have to do two. It's about 10 seconds and then 10 seconds. And actually the iron on transfer, it takes 35 seconds or 30 seconds for the instructions. So I just go on top of the little baseball for like 10 more seconds. Because when I didn't and I was trying to peel it off, I did notice that it was kind of coming off and I had to repress. And I love the Cricut Easy Press Mini. Like you probably see this like in every video of mine, like from the sewing to the crafting. I just use it so much. It's kind of funny. Like if I had to use a regular iron, this would be kind of hard. And I'm just doing kind of like a medium pressure. I'm pushing down, but not super hard or anything. Okay, and that's it. So before I was like kind of letting it cool. It is a cool peel. So while we're waiting, I'm just going to clean up the edges. I decided I wanted the tails to be facing inward like that. That one's kind of... And whenever I work with ribbon and I want it to like not fray, I get a lighter and just lightly burn the edges. What's funny is the kids probably won't even care. But I don't know. For myself, I'm really happy with how this turned out. So it's pretty cool now. I can peel it off. So just check your lettering, and if it's coming off at any point, just go ahead and iron it on again. And my nails are all messed up. Like crafting and cute nails kind of just do not go together. But yeah, so it looks so cute with the little baseball. So now we're going to get our lei. Look for the area that you scotch taped. And I just use twisty ties. You could also use another ribbon, although it'll be kind of hard to put it through. I just like twisty ties because it's easy. And these always come in, you know those cello bags that you wrap like those treat bags and stuff? They always have these twisty ties and I never use them. So I keep them on the side for stuff like this. So I just really just put it in there and then we're going to twisty tie it onto the lei. And if you're doing this and you want to hide the twisty tie, you can tie it with like another ribbon. Totally up to you. Like I would have really got that ribbon and tied it over. But you know what? I think this is fine for a lei. You just want to wrap it around so it's not pokey, right? But otherwise, yeah. Maybe this, I should take off this one. Okay, yeah, I think that looks better. So it's just gonna be like this, and yeah, hope the kids like it, and hope you're able to make your own cute little lei with a custom ribbon. I'll insert the Cricut tutorial on how to make these right after this. But thanks for watching, and please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. So in Cricut Design Space, we're going to first make a template for the ribbon so we can see what it'll look like on the ribbon that we're going to use. So I'm just using this ribbon. Move it down a little lower so you can see. And I'm going to make it white. And I'm using a 5/8 inch ribbon. So I'm going to put 0.625 for the height, which is 5 divided by 8. And I'm going to do 4.5 for the length because that's the longest I want it to go on the ribbon. And so now we're going to add the text. And I'm using a font called IFC Hardball that I downloaded from the internet. And you can write whatever you want. I'm putting our team name on there. But you can write congratulations, you can write the school, the class of, anything you want for the occasion. And we're just going to size it so it fits. And once we have what we want, I'm just going to duplicate it and write whatever I want for the other side of the ribbon. And I'm writing congrats because it's for a baseball tournament. And now I'm just going to look for a baseball image so I can add it to the ribbon because the congrats is a little bit shorter than Diamondbacks, and I want it to kind of like even out so it looks, yeah, even. So this one looks good, and I'm keeping in mind that I'm doing a print and cut on an inkjet iron-on. So I don't want anything too detailed and something that has color that'll stand out. And now we're just going to resize it so it fits on the ribbon. And I'm also going to make one for the team logo. I ended up not using it because I forgot to mirror the image when I did the print and cut. Plus it was a little bit detailed and I think the baseball was good enough. But in case you want to do it, go for it. You can add anything you want to these ribbons, really. So once everything looks good, how you want it, you can go ahead and delete the template. I'm going to just select all 4 items and we're just going to duplicate it for as many ribbons as you need. Plus I would do 1 or 2 extra just to be safe. And I already did this on the side. I had to do 20, so I made 22. So I'm just going to delete this and go and check my mats for cutting. Okay, so you want to just double check your mats and make sure everything looks good. I should have known here to click mirror, so keep that in mind, even for the print and cut. And for the vinyl, the iron-on vinyl, you also want to have it mirrored, and that looks good. So now we can go ahead and print out our printable iron-on and cut our vinyl.